but it takes a little bit. I don't know why, but it takes a little bit for me to go live on Facebook, I think, and on the YouTubes. So we're good here. Let me see if we're streaming everywhere, because I actually go live on Facebook and the YouTubes at the same time. So yeah, here we go. We're live there. We're live on the Facebooks, and let's see if we're live on the YouTubes as well. That is something that I want to see. If that's the case, yeah, we are. So let me actually share this on the Facebook group so that more people can share and join us and whatnot. So how are you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are having an amazing Sunday. And I'm gonna just post it there. Boom, there we go. All right, cool, awesome. I think we're live. Ain't that great? Okay, so what's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream, and hope you're having an amazing Sunday. This is Sunday, like literally 24 hours before, a little bit more than 24 hours before the year's end. And I hope that you guys are having an amazing day and that you're doing this New Year's resolution or whatever you want to do. And it would be a good idea for you to implement these two main principles that I want to share with you guys. Now, I want to share with you guys the two, what I believe are the two most important principles when it comes to digital marketing and sales in general, right? But these two principles have allowed me to actually, spend a lot of money and actually make a lot of money back in advertising. So actually, let me share with you guys a screenshot that I prepared for you with actual results of what these two principles can bring to you. So here we go. You should be able to see my screen. So let me actually see if I can share with you guys this. So, all right. So this is one of my clients. All right. This is one of the clients that I'm running ads for. And as you can see, during November, okay, this was November 2018, actually. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on, Photoshop, that made me look bad. Come on now. All right, so this was last month, okay? This was November 2018, all right? And as you can see here, we spent $79,000 on this ad account alone. I'm running several ad accounts for this client, but we spent $79,000 for this ad account alone, all right? So this was for November. We spent a little bit more, I think, close to 80 during December as well. So this is screenshot number one, and this is an e-commerce store, okay? So the principles that I want to share with you guys today will work whatever you're selling. Like, I'm applying these principles to e-commerce store. Like, these guys are selling gardening stuff. I'm applying these principles to brick and mortar businesses. I'm applying these principles to coaches, consultants. So pretty much whatever you're selling, these principles will work. So going back to the screen right here, this is their Shopify store, all right? So this is their Shopify store. And as you can see, for November, we made $143,681 with 64 cents, all right? And this is kind of the total sales. They got a little bit more. They got 162, but they got a couple refunds. So now they're backed up when it comes to actually fulfilling the thing, which is, I think, in my opinion, a great problem to have. But I want you guys to pay attention to these real quick, okay? So let me see if I can make this a little bit better for you. I want you to pay attention to this right here. Okay, so as you can see, we generated 1,482 orders during this period right here. Now, the reality is that these are people, these are one-time orders, meaning we generated for these clients specifically, 1,482 new customers. Now, here's the funny story. We spent 79, a little bit more, because we're running ads on some other ad accounts. So we spent maybe $82,000, $83,000 in November in ads, right? And we made $143,000 back, all right? But here's the funny story. The funny story is that these guys are a startup. They don't have they have an okay website. The website is okay. It's not even optimized for, conversions. They haven't gone through a lot of iterations of the website. And the funny story is that they're not even sending emails. I think we have like 2 cart abandoned emails, reminder emails that I wrote for them. And that's pretty much all they were doing. Which is funny because if you think about it, we generated 1,482 new customers for them from cold traffic, from cold acquisition. This is what I call a really successful campaign. Granted, they didn't make, that is gross revenue. I don't know, like I think that they have like a 2-to-1 margin on each unit sold, and each unit sold, I think we should be paying anywhere between $50 and $60, and they make $50 and $60 back. So I would say it's a pretty healthy profit. But the main point is, again, that they're focusing a lot on scale, and they don't even we're not even there yet in terms of we need to develop a back-end promotion for everyone that purchases that can purchase again, and everyone that abandons their cart, we need to do some more follow-up. So the way we achieve these type of numbers, and I think I shared with you guys a couple of other clients that we're running ads for, the way we achieve these type of numbers, again, going from spending $79,000 right here, so let me zoom in, going from spending these to, making 143 on complete cold, is by using these 2 principles that I'm gonna share with you guys, okay? So I hope that you are really, really excited. So back in the day, I'm a big Tony Robbins fan, and I'm also a big, I'm a big reader. I like to read a lot. But even if you don't like reading and you want to learn more and you want to sell more stuff, I would suggest that you go ahead and get the book Influence by Robert Cialdini. The funny story about that book is that Cialdini initially wrote that book to the academia type of environment, if you would. It's not a marketing book. It's not a book that is intended for us marketers or digital marketers or direct response copywriters, or consultants. It is a book that it's intended to be type of an academia type thing, right? It's full with notes and quotes and kind of quote unquote hard language and whatnot. But the reality is that that book was really successful in the marketing space, which was, even for Cialdini itself, he said that it was a big surprise for him because he didn't knew that it would be so popular amongst us marketers and entrepreneurs. And the reason why is because I don't remember the exact numbers of principles on that book, but the way it works is that it will tell you, based on research and anthropology and history and whatnot, why we behave as we do as human beings, right? And there are 2 main principles that I've been repeatedly using for my own brand, for brands that I own, that I partner with, that I co-founded with, and also for several type of businesses like brick and mortar businesses or e-commerce websites or digital info product marketing, some weird stuff and whatnot. And these 2 principles have proven to be effective over and over again. And they're the principles of A, reciprocity, and B, authority. Okay, so let me go to the screen and actually write this down for you. Okay, so let me do this. So it's gonna be the principle of, let me see if I can do this. Reciprocity, okay? If I can type, boom. And, whoops. And the principle of authority, all right? So these 2 principles have allowed me to sell a lot of stuff online. So the principle of reciprocity and the principle of authority. So I'm gonna dive right into this right now. So how do they work? Well, let me explain briefly. I'm not Cialdini, I'm not an anthropologist, so I'm gonna be butchering a lot of this stuff. So I strongly suggest that you go out there and buy the book and get the book. But the principle of reciprocity basically means that when we used to live in tribes back in the day, like I don't know, several thousand years ago or hundreds of thousand years ago, and we started organizing ourselves in tribes, the principle of reciprocity was kind of I would say was kind of an evolution type of thing. What do I mean? Well, if I went out there and I found some food, or maybe I gathered some food, or I hunted for some food, and I came back to my tribe and I shared it with each of the different members of the tribe, then, you know, the principle of reciprocity would say that tomorrow maybe I am not that lucky, I still need to eat, my family still needs to eat, and then if you go out, or another member of the tribe would go out, then he or she might be a good gatherer, good hunter, whatever, and he would come back and, you know, share with the rest of the tribe. That allowed tribes to thrive and actually share it, right? We would share with people because we would just be, you know, expecting for people to share with us in the future, and that is like how we are pretty much wired, right? And the way it works is that, you know, another common example is that we don't like to owe favors to anyone. If somebody gives us a favor or makes us a favor, we don't like to owe that favor to anyone, right? So the way it works with marketing, and the way I'm doing this for all of these companies, is pretty straightforward. It's by actually going out there and putting out good quality content like the one you're seeing right now, good quality content, in, you know, because at some point maybe you would feel compelled to do business with me. And this is something that I've done, for example, with one of my companies, Semantic Mastery, that I co-owned and co-founded. We have been doing these free Q&A every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern called Hump Day Hangouts for the past 4 years. So for the past 4 years, we have jumped completely for free during 1 hour every week and answer questions from the audience. And that has been the #1 source of leads and sales that Semantic Mastery has had. And you might think about, okay, but it's a free thing, right? Well, what we're doing is to create an enormous amount of reciprocity in the marketplace, and then a lot of people will actually jump on our programs or services, done for you services, training programs and whatnot. I'm doing this for my audience, and, you know, I get a lot of reciprocity. I've done that with my YouTube channel, which you should subscribe if you haven't yet, which is hernanvasquez.com/YouTube. You will go there and you will see that there's a lot of goodwill and there's a lot of good stuff in there, and I'm not charging for that, right? That's the principle of reciprocity working at its best. So how do you actually implement this for your business? Well, really simple. What you want to do is you want to start producing really good quality content, okay? Really good quality content to actually, and present it in a specific way to your specific audience, all right? So in my case would be entrepreneurs, business owners, and whatnot. Maybe you have a different type of audience, but I would strongly suggest that you start thinking about ways that you can generate that reciprocity. It doesn't have to be videos like this. You can actually go out there and, you know, do a free workshop for entrepreneurs in your area. That will create a lot of goodwill and a lot of reciprocity within your area. So that's principle #1. And again, this is one of the principles that have allowed me to grow 7-figure businesses and have allowed, you know, several of my clients to get the results that I'm getting, all right? So, and for the people that I'm consulting with for the Growth League, which is a small consulting group that I kind of manage, I'm teaching these, how to implement this for their different marketplace and their specific point in right now in time, right? So that is principle #1. Principle #2 is the principle of authority, all right? And the principle of authority, the way it works is it goes hands in, and the good news is that these two principles right here go hand in hand with one another. So let's think about this for a minute. The principle of authority also goes back to where, you know, we used to live in tribes. At that point in time, the way it worked was pretty straightforward. He who was the smartest or the strongest would lead the tribe, right? You see it with monkeys right now. You see it with wolves. Usually the alpha male is the strongest of the pack and whatnot, and he would lead through his physical prowess or his strength and whatnot. He will lead the pack. So it would basically be the best hunter or best, you know, the most intelligent one of them all. Now, at this point in time, things have changed. So the way it works right now is that you could have several types of authority. Like you could be a thought leader, right? You could have authority based on your experience and all of that stuff that you have learned through experience, right? So you could be a thought leader. Another type of authority is physical, like wealth authority, right? Like somebody, we tend to kind of a society, we tend to keep scores as to who is making the more money, right? So if you have a lot of money, that means that you're doing some stuff right. So that gives you some authority in one way, shape, or form. So there's a bunch of different types of authority right now that they're not strictly related to physical prowess. So that is something that I strongly suggest. That I'm pretty sure that I'm butchering 95% of what Cialdini had to say about that. So sorry about that, doctor, but go ahead and read that book. It's pretty cool. So the way it works with authority is pretty similar to reciprocity. Now, if you think about it, the way it works with reciprocity is that we're going out there, we're putting our best foot forward, and we're trying to get people to maybe give us money at some point in the future. And the way it works with authority is pretty straightforward as well, because we're recording or we're putting out good quality content and we're putting that out in the marketplace. People will see it, and then people will think, well, this guy is pretty good, right? This guy, this girl, this man, this woman, they really know what they're talking about. And the reality is that once you achieve this authority, right? Once you achieve this authority through putting out good quality content, then people will actually seek out for you. That's one of the reasons why when I'm putting together my agency, for example, for Facebook ads or traffic in general, I've never had to cold call or cold email anyone, because I'm putting out there good quality content, and then I'm becoming the hunted, not the hunter. And when somebody picks up the phone and say, hey, Hernan, I want to work with you, I want you to manage my ads, I want you to do my stuff, then guess what? I can charge much more, because the value that I can provide to that person is not only on the stuff that I'm putting out, but also on all of the previous stuff that I've been putting out for them as well. All right, so these two principles, reciprocity, let me share my screen, reciprocity and authority, work in any type of marketplace. It doesn't really matter what you're selling. I've been testing this type of stuff with, again, e-commerce, coaches, consultants, digital marketing, info products, agencies. We've done it with several of my companies, and it works. It works because it's basically how we are wired. And it's not only pretty cool because you're actually helping people, which is awesome, but also the sell process, when you are fostering this amount of reciprocity and authority, the sell process is also so much easier. Imagine that somebody watches 3 or 5 of your videos, or go through three or 5 content pieces that you put out, and they just call you and say, hey, can I give you money? That's pretty much it. And that's a real thing that happens to me pretty much every day. It happens to my clients pretty much every day. Even if, here's the thing, here's the funny story. Even if we're not doing any conversion ads for my clients, the minute we start implementing such technique or strategy, they start getting calls anyways, because a lot of your competitors are not doing the same, which is pretty cool. All right, so I hope this helps. I hope it really does. It does help. Go ahead and implement this. Try to brainstorm about pieces of content that you can put out, and then you can put some money behind it. And by some money behind it, I mean just promoting on Facebook, promoting on YouTube, promoting on Instagram, and you will see, and I hope that the results that you will see will be really good as the results that I'm seeing. All right, so with that being said, if you want me to personally help you and walk you through this process of reciprocity and authority, how to create an amazing goodwill in the marketplace and whatnot, go ahead and go to growthleague.net. Go to growthleague.net. There's going to be a long form letter that I wrote. Go ahead and read it. There's a lot of information in that. Take your time to read it. And then if you think that what I'm offering on that page would be a good fit for you in 2019, go ahead and apply. There's going to be an apply form at the end of the letter. All right. So go ahead, read it, apply it. If you think it's going to be a good fit, on the next page, once you apply, you're going to get an opportunity to hop on a call with one of my team members. You can talk with my office, and then we will see if we're a good fit and I can help you moving your business forward in 2019 and beyond. All right. So I hope this helps. If it does, go ahead and share it with somebody that needs to see this, and leave me a comment if you find this helpful, and go to the Growth League if you think that I could help you. All right. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Have an awesome new year. Bye-bye.